Every car owner knows the feeling. You turn the key, the dashboard lights come on, but the engine stays silent. But some engines seem to ignore time. They survive brutal heat, bad roads, heavy loads, and careless owners. Some cross 300,000 miles. A few reach 500,000 and still start every morning like they have unfinished business. The strange part is that many of these engines were never the fastest or most advanced. They were built with strong parts, simple systems, and one clear purpose.
The engines that refuse to die today. We are looking at 5 engines that earned the respect of mechanics, farmers, taxi drivers, truck owners, and car enthusiasts around the world. They are not perfect. But when other engines gave up, these ones kept going. And the engine at number 1 became trusted in places where a breakdown could leave you hundreds of miles from help. What makes an engine last?
Keep running. Mileage alone does not kill an engine. Heat, poor lubrication, weak parts, bad design, and ignored maintenance do far more damage than the number on the odometer. The engines that truly last are the ones mechanics understand and owners can afford to repair.
A simple engine working comfortably can outlast a smaller engine pushed near its limit. Many legendary engines made modest power because they were understressed and easy to service. Number 5, Toyota 2JZ, stronger than it needed to be. When people hear 2JZ, they usually think of the Toyota Supra, giant turbochargers, and huge horsepower. But the real reason this engine became famous was not speed. It was strength. Toyota gave it a cast iron block, a strong crankshaft, and a bottom end that could handle far more pressure than most owners would ever ask from it. In factory form, the 2JZ was smooth and dependable. Then tuners added larger turbos, more fuel, and much more power, and many engines kept taking it. A 2JZ can still fail. Bad tuning, low oil, or overheating can destroy anything. But its basic design was strong enough to survive power levels that would tear weaker engines apart. The naturally aspirated 2JZ GE also covered huge mileage in ordinary Toyota and Lexus models with basic maintenance. Today, age is its biggest enemy. Hoses harden, gaskets leak, and sensors fail. Still, builders search for these engines decades later because the foundation remains valuable. Number 4, Honda K-Series, reliable enough for work, fun enough for the weekend. Honda has built many dependable 4-cylinder engines, but the K-Series became something special. Versions appeared in family cars, crossovers, and performance models. In an Accord or CR-V, it can handle years of commuting. In a performance Honda, the same family can rev hard and make serious power. Honda designed the K-Series to breathe well, control heat, and operate smoothly. Parts are easy to find, and thousands of mechanics know these engines. That matters because when a common problem appears, the answer is usually already known. The K-Series is not problem-free. Some versions leak or burn oil, while poor maintenance can damage the timing chain system. But with regular oil changes and proper care, these engines can run for a very long time.
What makes the K-Series special is that owners do not have to choose between reliability and enjoyment. It can take you to work all week, give you some fun on Saturday, and still start without complaint on Monday morning.
Number 3, Mercedes-Benz OM617, diesel. The engine that made slow look smart. The Mercedes OM617 comes from a time when diesel engines were not built to win races. They were built to work. This 5-cylinder diesel became famous in taxis and family cars around the world. It was slow, but that steady character was part of its strength. It made enough torque to move the car and kept doing that job for years. Its fuel system was simple compared with modern diesel systems. There were fewer computers, fewer emissions parts, and fewer expensive modules between the driver and the engine. A skilled mechanic could diagnose many problems with normal tools. Many engines crossed enormous mileage while owners repaired the rest of the car around them. The OM617 still needs maintenance. The cooling and fuel systems cannot be ignored, and rust may destroy the car around the engine. But its strong, simple, under-stress design earned trust. Sometimes the engine people remember most is simply the one that never left them stranded. Number 2, Ford 7.3 Power Stroke. The truck engine owners refuse to sell. Ask experienced diesel truck owners to name an engine they trust, and the Ford 7.3 Power Stroke will enter the conversation quickly. Built for heavy-duty pickups, it became known for towing, hauling, and surviving abuse. It was not quiet or especially powerful by modern standards, but that helped it last. It made its power without pushing every component to the edge. The block was strong, the internal parts were built for work, and it arrived before diesel engines became surrounded by complicated modern emissions equipment. The 7.3 can still brake. Sensors fail, injectors wear, and transmissions suffer when abused. But these problems are well known. Parts are available, and many mechanics know the fixes. A modern diesel may make far more power, but when a complicated emission system fails, the repair bill can become painful very quickly. The 7.3 may shake the cab and use more fuel than you would like, but properly maintained, it can work for hundreds of thousands of miles. People are not paying for technology when they buy one. They are paying for confidence.
And there is one more detail worth noticing. None of these engines became famous because of advertising. Their reputations were built slowly. One cold start, one hard trip, and one high-mileage owner at a time. That kind of trust cannot be manufactured. It has to be earned.
Number 1, Toyota 1HZ diesel. Built for the middle of nowhere, at number 1 is an engine that became famous through survival. The Toyota 1HZ is a naturally aspirated Land Cruiser diesel used in deserts, mines, remote farms, and mountain tracks, places where a breakdown could mean waiting days for help. The 1HZ was built for that world. It does not rely on a turbocharger to make power. It does not chase fast acceleration, and it does not pretend to be sporty. It starts, pulls, works, and keeps going. Its simple design is easy to service, and its modest output reduces stress. Its owners cared more about reaching the destination than reaching it quickly. That is why the 1HZ became trusted where rough roads, extreme heat, questionable fuel, and long distances can destroy weaker vehicles. Legendary does not mean perfect. It can overheat if the cooling system is neglected. It feels slow in a heavy Land Cruiser, and badly designed turbo conversions can add stress it was never meant to handle. Like any diesel, it needs clean oil, good fuel, proper cooling, and regular care. Treated properly, it can run long enough to become part of the family. The 1HZ was not built to impress people in a showroom. It was built to bring them home. The real secret why these engines lasted after looking at all 5 engines, the pattern becomes clear. They share the same qualities, strong foundations, reasonable power, proven engineering, available parts, and repairable designs. None of them lasts forever without maintenance. The strongest block cannot survive without oil, and a reliable engine can still be destroyed by overheating or neglect. Owners who reach huge mileage numbers usually do the boring things. They change fluids. They listen for new sounds. They repair small problems before they become big ones. Reliability is a partnership between engineering and ownership. A great engine gives you the chance to reach 300,000 miles. Good maintenance is what gets you there. The engine you remember at the end of the day, people do not become attached to engines because of numbers on a specification sheet. They remember the engine that started on a freezing morning, carried a heavy load, or took the family on one more trip. That is how an engine becomes legendary.
Now, I want to hear your story. What is the highest mileage engine you have ever owned, driven, or seen? Was it one of the engines on this list, or something nobody talks about? Tell us the engine, the mileage, and what finally happened to it in the comments. And if you enjoy honest stories about engines, trucks, repairs, and machines that deserve their reputation, subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we are looking at modern engines that may become expensive problems after the warranty ends. Until then, take care of your engine, pay attention to the small warning signs, and remember, the best engine is not always the one that makes the most power. Sometimes it is simply the one that always gets you home.